Doom The Dark Ages review, my fair review. And indeed, these are the darkest ages of Doom since Doom 3 from 2004. I played, finished, a bit late, but better ever than never. Let's rate New Doom properly, as it deserves. Story follows the Doom Slayer in his younger years while he was a demon-killing machine for false gods from another dimension. To put it short, the story happens before Doom 2016. And of course, we got classic here. Prince Demon wants to conquer Sentinels, and here comes the Doom Slayer with his flail and shield to explain him how things stand. Story is great, but there is a big problem. Hollywood-like approach. They made Power Rangers out of Doom, especially with Atlan parts and cringe conversations and cinematics. Mediocre writing killed Doom here. Doom doesn't need writing, it only needs violence, and id completely got confused here. Atmosphere is on par with Eternal and far worse than Doom 2016. 6 out of 10 for the story. Game bugs and optimization. This crazy game has built-in ray tracing without an option to turn it off. So of course a lot of people won't be able to play the game. Aside from that, optimization issues are a big problem. I had to do 100 tweaks to make this game work on ultra settings. When I started it, it could go down to 15 frames per second, and the game heavily relies on a parry mechanic, so you can see the problem here. Once I made it work, it became much better, but still frames were going up and down. Depends on a map and it depends on a chapter, cause not every chapter was done well. On the other side, no bugs, no glitches, no crashes, non-existent loading screens, never seen faster loading in my life for a AAA title, especially with a ray tracing. 7 out of 10 for game bugs and optimization. Game time. It took me 14 hours in total to finish the game on Nightmare difficulty. This is the biggest and longest Doom, but it's also the worst in terms of replay value. Of course, I played with a Game Pass cause I'm not crazy to give $100 for a video game that lasts so little. Everyone should wait for the price to drop on $30 to $40 before buying, cause this game is not worth the full price. 7 out of 10 for the game time. Game difficulty. Everyone can play the game considering how many difficulty options there are. Yes, it's very easy to die, but you can also feel extremely powerful on the hardest difficulty once you master the new Slayer mechanics with parry and shield slams. Solid challenge, and that's the bottom line. It's especially a challenge to time those parries properly once frames start to go berserk on you. 9 out of 10 for the game difficulty. Maps and graphics. 22 chapters, or should I say 22 maps in total. Map variety is huge, it covers grandiose cities, hell, and new alien dimension. All maps are in different setting and in a different color and vibe. Minimap is brilliant, as it always was in Doom, while user interface is crystal clear. Graphics are fine, considering they're fine and nothing special. The game has no business working like crap with ray tracing on. It will take some time for everyone to get used to enemies that can easily melt with background. The higher the setting in graphics, the harder you're gonna spot enemies. Example, on low video setting, I could easily see all enemies rushing toward me, while on ultra settings, it was a bit painful to spot them on the map. The bottom line is, good looking game with great map variety. 9 out of 10 for maps and graphics. Gameplay, it's Doom, but this time you're a full heavy tank. You don't evade, dash, strategize or prepare for certain positioning like in previous Doom games. In Dark Ages, you will rush demons down with your shield, blast them with a shotgun, then punch them in the face or paint the walls with demon heads with your flail. And I mean it, it's straight up melee Doom. You actually don't need guns at all once you learn how to play with a shield. It's different, and that's for sure. I enjoyed the change of pace in combat for Dark Ages. It was refreshing, but please, eat no more. Give us proper Doom next time. This game should be called Boom and not Doom. Now, should I also say how id decided to remove glory kills from previous games? The best freaking thing that exists in new Doom games got somehow removed. Weird choice, very weird choice. New executions are there and they last for less than a second, so you can continue berserking, and that's how they switched glory kills. I get it why they did it, but damn, I miss those glory kills. No double jumps and dashes in the Dark Ages, but your shield charge will cover 20 times the size of a single dash from Eternal, so I can easily say that this is the slowest and fastest Slayer ever at the same time. And yeah, Slayer feels tanky and you can hear every footstep, but he's also floaty and very clunky movement on the Slayer in general. This is the easiest Doom with easiest secrets, easiest puzzles and easiest combat arenas. The most user-friendly Doom that everyone can play. 8 out of 10 for the gameplay. Leveling and itemization. Very simple here. You kill demon generals and you get perma ammo, health and armor upgrades. As far as upgrades go, you will collect gold bars, rubies and red shards to upgrade your weapons. Every weapon has 3 to 4 different tiers to upgrade. There are 12 ranged weapons in a game, 3 melee weapons and your shield, so 16 in total. Should I also say how there is no BFG in the game and it's replaced by a freaking crossbow. Very simplistic leveling and itemization in a game. On top of it all, everything that you can find during exploration are toys, skins and codex pages. That's everything there is in the new Doom. 7 out of 10 for leveling and itemization. NPCs and Enemies. Huge enemy variety, a lot of demons got full reworked and we got plenty of new ones as well. Generals are lame, by the way, they're just enhanced versions of already existing demons, so they don't feel like bosses, they feel more like bloated classic demons, bloated stats. Boss fights are forgettable and probably the worst in the last 3 games. Only the final boss is cool and that's about it. NPCs are extremely irritating because they talk way too much for a Doom game. The ending was also disappointing because we never got to see how the Doom Slayer got trapped in hell for Doom 2016. Where's the sarcophagus seed? 7 out of 10 for NPCs and Enemies. Music and sound. The worst music I ever heard in Doom franchise. Death metal with bland guitar riffs and organs. Every song sounds the same and this is the biggest failure of Doom the Dark Ages. Sound effects and voice acting is fine, but damn, they ruined the entire atmosphere of Doom with that stupid music. Franchise that's famous for its soundtracks flopped hard in the Dark Ages. 5 out of 10 for music and sound. Final verdict. We got 65 points in 9 sections and that would be 7.2 out of 10 for Doom the Dark Ages. I don't wanna be the one of many that just sits there and trash the new Doom. I try to be objective here. This is a solid shooter. As a game on its own, it's actually great, but for id Doom standards, it's a failure. Hollywood-like approach, terrible music, bad writing and bad optimization killed this game. Luckily, killing demons is still fun. I should also say how even with Hollywood-like approach, it's still better story than most AAA games these days. But Doom should always aim for perfection, cause Doom is not just another game, it's a genre on its own. The inventor. It all began with Doom, and that's why we call video games Doom-likes since early 90s. id should stop with Doom games for a few years and innovate again, cause this franchise is going downhill right now. Worth playing on a Game Pass for sure, but do not buy until it goes at least 50% on sale.